Hey Todd, I feel like I'm about to get attacked by a dinosaur.
Roar.
This is the former set of Jurassic Park, and here we have the brand new XV Crosstrek. And first of all, why XV Crosstrek?
Okay, well, XV is the global name for this car. It's already on sale in several export or other markets from the US. But bringing it to the US, we wanted to give it a little bit more descriptive name to help communicate what the car is and what it does to consumers. So we retained the XV because that is the global name, but we added Crosstrek.
Now, I've got the hood open here. Tell me about the engine. It's basically the one out of the Impreza, right?
Basically, yes. It's the same FB Series 2-liter engine, 148 horsepower.
Ride and handling, well, no surprise here. It handles just like, well, a tall Impreza with 8.7 inches of ground clearance. It feels a little bit more capable, especially off-road, because you feel like you're not going to run over stuff.
It is basically the same engine as the Impreza. It's got 5-speed manual transmission available, and also our Lineartronic CVT.
And it gets a little bit worse gas mileage though than the Impreza, right? Because the car is lifted, it's a little bit higher.
It's a little bit higher. It's actually a lot higher. It's 3 inches higher.
8.7.
8.7 inches of ground clearance, which is the highest in its class other than Forester. It's actually higher than a Jeep Grand Cherokee, so we got plenty of ground clearance. So that does give extra drag going down the highway. So that affects fuel economy a little bit.
So what is fuel economy?
Fuel economy is 33 miles per gallon highway, which makes this the most fuel efficient all-wheel drive crossover in the US.
Which means this car will be just a tad more expensive than a Forester. You get a youthful car, you get a little bit less space. Really, it's a matter of preference. So it's taller than a Jeep? That's crazy.
Yeah.
What other cars?
Great off-road. So we see competitors to this car as compact, kind of design-oriented utility vehicles, such as the Mini Countryman and the Nissan Juke.
How about in the bigger segments?
Hyundai Tucson.
CR-V, RAV4?
We don't see a whole lot of overlap with those. I mean, sure, some buyers may come from those cars, but this is a much smaller car, and it's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit less traditional in the design. So we think those buyers will kind of keep buying those cars, and different buyers will buy this car.
How about the Forester? You think you're going to have any people cross-shopping it against one of your own cars?
We may see a little bit. We don't think there'll be a lot of cross-shopping because the Forester is much bigger than this car. Yeah. It's more powerful and a lot more interior volume.
Subaru Crosstrek is a soft off-roader, which means that on dirt roads or, relatively easy stuff like we're traversing here in Hawaii, it's grand. Would I want to take it on something serious like the Colorado Rockies? Probably not, but then most people won't either. So I guess the question a lot of people are asking themselves is, what makes it different from an Impreza, besides the fact that it's taller?
Okay, well, there's a lot that makes it different from the Impreza. So the suspension is completely different. We've got new shocks, dampers, and struts. Spring rates are changed. We've raised it 3 inches, and actually the body itself is raised 4 inches. So even though the ground clearance is 3 inches higher, the body is actually even a little bit more raised. So we've got larger wheels and tires. We've got larger sway bars. We've upgraded the cooling capacity so that this car can tow. Whereas an Impreza doesn't have towing capacity, this car can tow 1,500 pounds, which is kind of equivalent to some of the larger CUVs like the Honda CR-V and the RAV4 4-cylinder.
In my opinion, the biggest reason to buy the XV Crosstrek is, well, all-wheel drive, obviously, and get this, I'm getting 34.9 miles to the gallon in mixed on and off-road driving. That's pretty impressive for a very tall SUV-like car that's doing pretty well in this stuff. Pretty well indeed. Heck, I'm getting tossed about more than the car is.
Exterior cladding, privacy glass. On the rear we've got our standard roof rails and unique front and rear fascias, unique grills, and you're going to find that this car is a lot more capable off-road than the old Outback Sport was, so that's one of the reasons we gave it a different name.
How about pricing? Is it more expensive than the Forester?
It's more expensive than the base Forester, but this car comes well equipped. There is no base model of XV Crosstrek.
I noticed that.
Compared to Forester, to a similar equipment level, it's going to be almost $2,000 less.
So you've got heated seats.
So from the start, the base model, it's got heated seats, heated mirrors, all-weather package, and the audio system is Bluetooth, hands-free Bluetooth audio streaming, iPod, USB connectivity, 6-speaker stereo, 4 speakers in the doors, 2 tweeters on the dash. So it's very well equipped for the price.
Hey, let's go over here. You got a bunch of them over here. Why don't we look at the back of one? Because that one over there, I don't think we're going to get into. So let's pop the back on this guy and see the room and see what you've done in the back here.
Ooh,
that's good. It's got stuff in it.
Got stuff in it.
Yeah.
So, in our standard tonneau cover. So on the floor here we've got a waterproof cargo tray. So any kind of muddy, wet, dirty gear that you carry with you from hiking, biking, kayaking, whatever you want to do, you can put it in the car, take it home, and then cleaning out the car is a breeze because you can take this tray out and go hose it off and then put it back in the car, and you can keep your car clean.
Now, a lot of people who buy your cars obviously are outdoor people. They're also cyclists. Can you fit a bike in there?
So actually, if you fold the seat down and you have a standard size mountain bike, so not one of the super large jumbo size, but a standard size mountain bike or road bike, if you take the front wheel off, you can fold the seat down and put 2 bikes in, standing up inside the car and close the hatch. Nice. And then of course, if you want, you can put them on the roof as well. Or since this car is available with a trailer hitch, you can put a trailer hitch bike.
How about the interior? Anything special in there? Let's open the door and we'll take a look. This one looks like it's a little bit lighter color.
So yeah, the interior, we've got some unique fabrics and high contrast stitching on the dark interior, not on the beige or the tan interior. Again, mostly some unique interior fabrics. There's not a whole lot on the inside. We spent a lot of our development resources on basically improving the capabilities of the car and changing the exterior design.
And when will it be available? When can people buy it?
It'll be available around October of this year. They'll start showing up.
Okay.
We've got our symmetrical all-wheel drive system. It's going to send power to all 4 wheels all the time. So it's not front wheel drive or rear wheel drive and then it sends power when the others start slipping. All wheels always getting power. So it's just going to feel really sure-footed and it's just going to go when you try to accelerate.
This chassis has a lot more to give than this engine is requiring. In other words, there's some cars, and I'm thinking of like the last version of the GT 500 Mustang, where the engine certainly overpowered the chassis. Here you get the exact opposite. In this case, the chassis needs more engine, and I will bet my first child that at some point Subaru is going to stick a turbo on this and make it the STI, and that is not a far cry from making this Crosstrek an STI Dakar-worthy race car. Now, wouldn't that be cool?